This is the Brave New Coin Crypto Conversation, hosted by Andy Pickering.
Hi everyone, Andy Pickering here. I'm your host and welcome to the Crypto Conversation, a Brave New Coin podcast where we talk to the people building the future in the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency space. Hey folks, it is clear that DeFi is continuing to drive innovation and growth in the crypto space. The Crypto Conversation sponsor BitGet has dived deep into DeFi with the recent evolution of the BitGet wallet, a self-custody multi-chain DeFi wallet. You can think of the BitGet wallet as the integration of some of the best parts of decentralized finance or DeFi with the BitGet exchange, centralized finance or CeFi structure. And it's more than just secure storage. One of the most important aspects of the Web3 BitGet wallet is BitGet Swap, which supports tokens from more than 90 different blockchains and offers cross-chain compatibility across 17 different chains. BitGet Swap aggregates liquidity across 100 DEXs and leverages intelligent routing mechanisms to provide users with the best trading prices across different protocols. So try the BitGet wallet. Download the app today. I've put a link in the show notes, or just go to web3.bitget.com. All right. Well, thank you to BitGet. And now it is on with the show. My guest today is Mayur Relekar. Mayur is the co-founder and CEO of Arcana, the Web3 adoption and integration network. Of course, the mission is to make Web3 more accessible through developer tools and SDKs that enable developers to build Web3 applications. Welcome to the show, Mayur.
Hey, Andy. Thanks so much for having me here today.
It is a pleasure. Look, Mayur, let's do what we do at the beginning of the show. Be good if you could please introduce yourself. Be good to hear some of your personal and professional backstory. What have you been doing in the lead up to co-founding Arcana?
Sure. I've actually been working in tech for the past 18 years now. I've founded two companies in the past. Both didn't see great success, but I will save that for another podcast. But I've basically always worked in tech since I graduated college, and to me, the fact software basically enamored me from the very early days, and the fact that it's basically cost of reproduction from one user to another user of a service or a digital product is almost zero was what I really liked. And so it was clear to me that this is where I wanted to work. And I did so until 2017 when I discovered crypto and blockchains. And to me, this was almost like my second revolution, where it became clear to me that the rest of my career, I was going to work in this space. And that's what I've been doing ever since.
Fantastic. Well, tell us the origin story then for Arcana. How did you and your team, come together to decide to build Arcana?
Sure. No, absolutely. My co-founders are essentially these two guys I hired in my previous place of work. These were people I specifically picked out and got on board, and I told the company where we were working at that we should get these guys to work with us, because I really felt that they were extremely smart and thoughtful people. And okay, so fast forward a couple of years from when we were working together, and in 2019 is when I quit my job. I got both of these guys to quit their jobs, and we decided to kind of go get on this journey to actually build something viable in the Web3 space. I mean, back then, this was 2019. It wasn't even called Web3. Everything was just blockchain and crypto. And how it all started was with us building infrastructure, and more specifically, decentralized storage back in 2019. we were able to kind of quickly take to market proof of concept. And that is when we realized that nobody cared about decentralized storage. And we were left a little gobsmacked, trying to wonder, where it all went wrong. Because we were so certain that we were on the right path, everything made sense. And so, but then we decided to kind of forge ahead. We ended up dogfooding all the tech we built, and we built browser extension. This was a simple browser extension product. It was called Skizzle. What Skizzle could do was allow you to send end-to-end encrypted attachments right in your email without altering your email send and receive flows whatsoever. And this was a cool little product, and this was something that people were really liking. We were getting some validation, not exactly product market fit, but something close. But in the process of doing so, we went like fairly deep into areas of applied cryptography, and that's when we felt like a lot of things that we built for Skizzle could be generalized, and we went back to the platform play, and that was basically how Arcana was formed.
Got it. Thank you. And so I suppose now it's funny you should say that you started out building a decentralized file storage, and then realized that there was perhaps less of a market for that than people might have thought, especially 2 or 3 years ago. So you then pivoted to, I suppose, building products and infrastructure for other developers to build out Web3. So I suppose maybe we could talk about 3 of those products. I know there's SendIt, there's Gasless, and there's Auth, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So Auth was the first product that we put out earlier this year. It's been a real labor of love for us. We've been extremely deliberate with our tech. The way we've architected things, the security involved, and we believe rightly so. Some others do like to remind us that we've taken our own sweet time and missed timing markets, etc. But we honestly believe that we've absolutely done the right thing, especially by our customers, in taking our time to build out our entire sort of like backend. And Auth was the first product. Auth is a B2B offering. It's a developer tool, essentially an SDK that developers can integrate into their apps. And once they do so, their users can simply log into these apps with just their email or social accounts. And the Arcana network gives these users a non-custodial wallet right within the app. And this basically means that these users don't have to install third-party extensions, have to worry about what seed phrases are, any of those sorts of things. So there are a whole bunch of use cases, especially in consumer apps, such as like games and NFT projects and all of these sorts of places, where people are looking to expand beyond the standard set of crypto savvy or crypto native users, and basically grow that pie and try and get more and more people from perhaps even Web2 to come on board and start using these sorts of applications. So that's where Auth fits in.
And and sorry, just to finish off on Auth, Mayur, give us a sense of, because I know it's your first product and maybe even your flagship product, but give us a sense of, I suppose, the types of enterprises or organizations or brands or companies that are already using it.
Yeah, we have, I think, close to 100 now, different projects using our Auth. They are at different stages of integration. These are primarily, like I said, consumer applications that are looking beyond crypto native users. These would typically be games, NFT projects, Web3 education, DAOs, other wallets that are using a white label solution, but just want to provide the convenience to their users. These are the sorts of typically projects that are using us right now.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Sorry. Please continue. The other two products. We've got Gasless and SendIt.
Yeah. So quickly, just to round up the B2B dev tools, we have Arcana Gasless, which, as the name suggests, is a dev tool so that devs can integrate it and essentially give their users a gasless experience in their apps. So this is the other sort of like area where we feel like almost you could say low-hanging fruits where outside of say users needing to figure out wallets and seed phrases, paying gas is the other area which leads to extremely bad user experiences. And with our SDK, we make it super simple for the developers of these apps to sponsor the gas on behalf of their users. And this basically leads them to having almost pretty standard sort of business models with their users, where users are not expected to pay for every transaction and all of these sorts of things. And then consequently, developers are free to basically employ any sort of business model and not necessarily need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to these sorts of things. So that's Gasless. This is a product that's just been launched. But we already do have a bunch of our existing customers who've been waiting for us to launch this product. And then finally, we have SendIt. SendIt has a very interesting sort of story. It's something we launched just about 2 months ago now, and a little over 2 months. And what SendIt was basically, it was an idea that I had that we should probably build these low-touch products on top of our existing tech in order for us to kind of use these products to almost market our capabilities. Now, the thing is that when you're building business-to-business applications that you typically are selling to other teams, projects, enterprises, the average consumer really has no way to kind of, particularly relate to you or relate to you very well. So we felt like one thing that we could do is basically work on this thesis that we had, like I said, of products as marketing, where we build consumer products on top of our tech, market it to the average consumer, and basically, work our way from there, where potentially people who work in other teams and other companies and other enterprises discover these products and then understand the capability of what we're able to do. So that's what we thought. I told one of the devs that we have on our team, one of my colleagues, to build out this idea that he had. He turned it around in half a day. Then we took 2 more weeks to kind of put in the bells and whistles, and we had SendIt ready. And what SendIt is basically like PayPal for crypto. It's very simple. You can basically send crypto to an email ID or a Twitter handle, and the recipient need not be on SendIt, need not be a SendIt user. A link gets generated. If you send, suppose, for example, if I were to send you, Andy, some crypto, it'll just generate a link. The link goes to your email, or I can send it to you, offline, however, and then all you need to do is click the link, prove that you own that email ID, and you will see the crypto is already sitting in a wallet that has been created for you. So this is like the power of the Arcana auth, on top of which SendIt is built. It's what makes all of this possible. And with SendIt, we set lofty goals for ourselves. We said, in 2 months' time, we want to get 50,000 users, and that's going to be fantastic. And that was we thought it's going to be tough, but let's go for it. But the great thing with SendIt was we launched it and we got 50,000 users in 6 days. We got 100,000 users in 12 days, and a little over 2 months in, right now we are sitting at around 500,000 users who've done close to 2 million transactions on the platform. So yeah, it's been quite the ride with SendIt.
Has indeed. Look, I mean, it's great that we've got people such as yourselves and ecosystems such as Arcana that are building the necessary infrastructure for different entities and Web3 to continue to evolve the space, Maya. But you'll be very aware that I suppose we're really in a crypto or Web3 bear market at the moment. Saw an incredible surge of activity in 2021, and just a big wave of new people interacting with Web3 protocols for the first time, NFT experiences and things like that. That has died away a little bit in 2023, even though perhaps some would argue that thanks to people such as yourself, the UX, the UI is quickly evolving and improving. But yeah, how do you think about this kind of stuff, and where do you see perhaps the next adoption cycle of new users coming back into Web3? Where does that come from?
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. We're nowhere near the levels of like building or usage of 2021. I think we are a far cry from it today. But having said that, I think this entire period has been extremely good in some senses. I know as founders, we always have to kind of look at the silver linings. And in that spirit, I would say that what has happened is I think we as an industry are really starting to mature. I think the weekends get filtered out essentially. But what I am starting to see is that people are now starting to really talk about what really users want. I think all this while it's been people building things in little echo chambers or building things that were never seen before but very relevant to, say, a crypto industry. But it be really convoluted or difficult to use, which has also led to our downfall amongst definitely very large pockets of internet users who simply don't like Web3 or blockchains or crypto for what it is. And I think we caused that upon ourselves. But I think especially the last 6 to 12 months, a lot of important questions have been asked. A lot of important figures in the space are starting to now, essentially push the narrative of how it's really important for us to worry about users, user experiences, and basically start to give these people, make it very easy for people to adopt crypto. I think you and I, when you've probably been in crypto longer than I have. And I think you and I have done the hard work, figured out how to use a lot of crypto applications. I won't even talk about DeFi and how complicated it gets there. But I think that is definitely something that is starting to change. And I think this then means that people, when I say people, I mean builders and founders, are now starting to talk about the right set of trade-offs that will lead to delightful user experiences, which I think is the starting point for us as an industry to go towards mass adoption. I think we need a lot of applications to be built in this space that are really, really just useful. And, we're not talking about the next fork of some protocol that has this minor change, but applications that are really solving problems for users. This is something like the analogy that I like to use. I think what we are moving towards is we are not building vitamins anymore. We are starting to realize we need to build painkillers. And I think once we start doing that, and I think the tooling is now there for developers and builders to be able to do so, I think we'll start to see useful stuff getting built en masse. And once that happens, I think we'll start to see a pretty solid turnaround that will be fairly fairly well foundation.
Yes, indeed. No, I like the way you put that. Yeah, building utilizing the right set of trade-offs to build delightful experiences. And that is really what people expect from the contemporary online digital experience today. They expect it to be delightful. And if it's not delightful, they're not interested. So really for Web3 to scale, to achieve meaningful adoption, that does need to be delightful. But of course, as we know, that can sometimes be difficult to achieve given the restrictions of distributed ledgers. But we're on the way, right?
Yeah. I completely believe that. And I'm seeing this all around my fellow builders who like survived their market and are still here fighting the good fight. I think they're all speaking. We're all now speaking the same language. We're all saying, how do we get users? How do I build traction? What are the right metrics for me to look at? And how do I get to product market fit? And these are the fundamentals of product building, engineering digital products, and all of the sorts of things. And those things never change. Yes. And I think this is a testament to that, and I think we are on our way.
I noticed, Amaya, that one of your investors or backers, funders, I don't exactly know your relationship, but Balaji Srinivasan.
Yeah, Balaji Srinivasan, yes.
So he's an investor?
Yes, he is.
And I see you've got some other good investors as well. So good to have a good team of, I suppose, funds that are backing you.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't be here without these people. To be honest, most of them are people that I maintain extremely great relationships with even today. These are people who I reach out to for advice, for good counsel, for a better understanding of crypto markets, and a whole bunch of things. Everything from go to market, understanding how communities work. A lot. I'm absolutely blessed to kind of have some of these people who built extremely large communities, the likes of SendIt from Polygon, and these are the people who I can safely kind of rely on for counsel from time to time. And it's been fantastic having all of these people working with us.
Excellent. All right. Well, as we finish up this part of the podcast, Maya, for any developers listening or just people who are curious to learn more about the fast-growing Arcana ecosystem, what is the best place for them to do that?
The best place for them is just to go to our website, which is arcana.network, and you'll have a variety of ways in which you can get in touch with us. The simplest way being you can just schedule in a call. We have a little AI chatbot that can help you with quick answers. But outside of that, if you want to keep something a little low touch for now, you can always DM me on Twitter. You can DM the main handle, which is Arcana Network, at Arcana Network on Twitter. And, you will definitely get a response from someone on the team and take the conversation forward, put you in touch with the right people. This is something that we very consciously sort of do. You're not going to be met with just blank replies on your email or anything like that. We try and get in touch with people and sit with them. Even if you have just an idea, we'd love to kind of sit down, perhaps even consult with you to kind of help you get from 0 to 1 on your product idea and how things could work out. And that's just how we like to do things. So feel free. We're just like very small step away.
And actually, speaking of your website, Amaya, It's a really good website, actually. I was very impressed with everything from, I suppose, the kind of the design and UI on your website to the copywriting on the website. Is it? Did you get someone else to do it, or is it your internal team?
Yeah, no, this is our internal team, and
Yeah.
credit for this goes out to especially our design team, which is led by our head of design, Sharan, who's an old friend of mine. He's has experience working at Adobe and a bunch of other places. He's had experience running his own design agency, and that's where all of this comes from. But I must say, a lot of like the content input is essentially a bunch of us in the team sitting together and carefully reviewing every line, and everyone has a view. So it's a little painstakingly long process, but I think it pays off in the end. You saying the things you're saying is validation.
Yeah, well, as we talked about, I think there are some delightful experiences on your website. So, I think if you can do that, then obviously you guys know what you're doing. All right, well, let's go to a very quick break then, Maya, and then we'll come back. We'll have some fun. We'll finish off by running you through the very famous Crypto Conversation Hot Take Round. We'll be back, listeners, in one moment.
All done.
You mean the toast?
Something tastier. I've just copied an elite trader on BitGet. One click, and it's done.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't have to sit here manually spying on the moves of smart money and crypto and copying them. I just have to click once, sit back, BitGet does the rest.
You are so lazy.
It's about working smarter, not harder. Copy it until you make it.
Hands off, gains up. Start copy trading on BitGet.
All right, we are back, and I'm with Mayur Relekar. Maya is the co-founder and CEO of Arcana, Web3 Adoption and Integration Network. Yeah, just building developer tools, SDKs, all that good stuff to help Web3 devs. And you can learn more just by listeners going to the arcana.network, and I'll put that link in the show notes, of course. But as I said before the break, yeah, it's a great website. It's very it's a lot of depth to it, plenty to dig into for developers, and as I said, yeah, some delightful experiences as well. All right, Maya, as I hinted before, I like to finish each podcast with a quick round of rapid fire crypto conversation hot takes. Are you up for it?
I'm a little scared, but yeah, let's go.
Nothing to be scared about, Maya. Just going to run some questions at you and just want kind of, I guess, yeah, just honest hot take style answers. No right or wrong way to do it. Question one for you, Maya. Where would you say that you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-chain opportunist spectrum?
I'd say a bit more on the right if you presume Bitcoin maximalism is on the left. I think definitely on more towards the other side.
Fair enough. Okay, well, what would you say is your firmest conviction crypto opinion?
Firmest conviction would perhaps almost certainly be that cryptocurrency-backed networks are almost certainly the future. I think moving away from trust-based centralized systems to decentralized trustless systems is, I think, inevitable, a matter of time. But we are at an inflection point today, and if we don't do things right, we may be set back many years. But I still do believe it's inevitable.
Yes, indeed. Very well said. Okay, well, Bill Gates famously said that we tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years and underestimate what we can accomplish in 10. Let's say Web3, Maya, what does Web3 look like in 10 years' time, do you think?
I think in 10 years' time, if we manage to not have, extremely bad people, for the lack of being able to use a password, ruin the space and us having more black swan events or just, regulators feeling like they need to take us down. If none of that happens, and if we kind of continue down this path of that we are on right now of realization and growing maturity, I think in 10 years' time, I can safely say that a lot of the internet as we know today is going to be redesigned to be more decentralized, more trustless, and it would have done so in a way where everyone is taken along for the ride and we're all working hand in hand.
Very well said again. Okay. William Gibson, sci-fi author, said that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. With that in mind, can you think of an example of the future being here right now, but most people aren't aware of it?
I would definitely have to talk about. I don't see how we can not talk about AI right now. I think my answer would have been different perhaps a year ago, but definitely everything that's happening in AI and the frightening pace at which it's all happening is very clearly a sign that that the future is already here, and most definitely the masses have no clue of what is in store. I mean, on one end of the spectrum, you have people in Silicon Valley discussing AGI, and at the other end, we have people, on short video platforms in a village in India which has internet. And I think those two worlds are going to collide very soon.
Yes, I think you're exactly right. And those kind of trends are exactly what Balaji likes to talk about a lot as technology just increases exponentially around the world. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I think he's 100% right. I mean, he probably sees the macro way better than most of us do today. And but yeah, I do believe that this world is going to collide, and people are going to start to realize that the world actually changed some time back.
Absolutely, a fascinating time to be alive. All right, let's finish this off. Maya, what is your favorite science fiction book, film, or TV show?
I would. I've not read a lot of science fiction. I've read a little bit of slightly older stuff. I really like Isaac Asimov's books because they really make you think and go beyond actual science fiction. But I'm going to have to say, I think 2001: A Space Odyssey, to be honest.
Hey, look, it's the classic, the Arthur C. Clarke book, and of course the Stanley Kubrick film. Yeah, a true classic.
Yeah.
Fantastic choice. All right. Well, look, it's been fascinating talking to you, Maya. Thank you so much for coming on the show and spending some time with us, talking all things Arcana and Web3. Just close it out by, again, directing people to your wonderful website. And, of course, if you're on Twitter, please share your Twitter or X, whatever we're calling it now, handle.
Yeah, sure. So our website is arcana.network. You can come check us out there. That's arcana.network, network. And once you come there, you have links to everything else that we do. You can come check out our docs. You can come check out SendIt. SendIt is also just a small prefix, which is sendit.arcana.network. You should go check that out. I think that's a great way for you to experience what Arcana products are capable of. And but otherwise, you can most definitely hit me up on Twitter, which is basically my first name conjoined with my last name. That's my handle, Mayur Relekar. My DMs are open. More than happy to discuss just about anything under the sun. And yeah, no, thank you, Andy, so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Maya. All the best, and bye for now.
Bye.
All right, there you go. That was Maya from Arcana. Yeah, fascinating. I enjoyed that. I hope that you enjoyed that too. Thank you to Maya and the Arcana team for coming on. Thank you to you, the listeners, for listening, even here at the end of the show. If you did enjoy the show, please do make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Conversation in whatever podcast app you are using. But that is it for today. Thanks, team. This was the Crypto Conversation for Brave New Coin.